Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing some brief thoughts on episode 7 of the anime series, Dansai Bunri no Crime Edge. And I have to say, I really thought this was an interesting episode. I mean, as compared to the last couple episodes, this was really a downtime episode in that it was much slower paced and that kind of thing. But it wasn't without its revelatory aspects. I mean, they really played that up for two major characters in this episode, basically Kiri and the elder of the two Bionzaka sisters, Hoko. Now, Hoko we've seen, mostly relegated to the background. I mean, whenever she's played a part in a story, she's only there briefly, and she's always sort of domineering and ominous, casting threats toward EY and the like. And herein we see a lot of what the reasoning behind that is, which I thought was interesting. Essentially, she feels sort of jealous with the relationship she sees developing between Kiri and EY, the Hair Queen. They have a sort of flirtatious, romantic, playful, interaction going on between them. And you have her and her younger sister, who is the author in their relationship, while the elder is the instead. Her and Yamane, she's basically uncomfortable around her sister, I think, and has really played the avoidance game with her younger sister, being that every time they have their encounters where she has to play the part of the instead, it is a very disquieting sort of relationship unfolding. So it's interesting to see how this affects Yamane as well. I mean, there are interesting glances between them and, looks on her face, expressions, if you will. And we see that in the essence of the elder character, she's really kind of lonely, I think, in that she has her friends and she's incredulous when everyone sees her sort of schmoozing with her friends. But I feel like the facade she's wearing is just that, a facade, when she's all ear to ear grinning with her high school friends or whatever. It does seem like she's just going through the motions and she keeps everyone distant. So when she sees people able to have a closer relationship, you see her emotions are right near the surface and she breaks down when Y actually comes calling her for advice about what to wear to this party, which was the sort of overarching setup for the next place we're going in the next episode that the group Gossip is throwing for them. And, they are the overriding factor of this whole author instead killing good game, if you will. So that should be intriguing. But the other big revelatory thing had to do with Kiri and his relationship with the salon, the owner's daughter, his classmate Misumi. Now you see what goes back to their first meeting. And you see a Kiri who was really kind of it seemed like he was already possessed with that level of, you know, very, again, to use the term, ominous and uncomfortable way about him. I mean, he was really obsessed with her hair when they first met and made her feel uncomfortable, and so she's never said anything about that because he kind of pressed her up against the wall, and we just see another side of Curie, for the first time really since the debut of the series that predates his actually seeming to come into contact with those scissors, the crime edge. And, I think this has interesting implications because could there be a time where that sort of ugliness of that part of him rears its ugly head again? And would that maybe affect EY or the rest of these characters? I don't know. It's an interesting, sort of thing to contemplate, and I can't wait to see where we're going next. It looks like they're going to make a big show of the Hair Queen, and I can only assume, bad things are ahead of that. So it'll be interesting to see, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this episode if you've seen it. And otherwise, that'll be it from me. So I'll catch you later. Peace.